Good evening, MLE, and welcome to tonight's broadcast of our playoffs brought to you by APM Music. I'm joined on the desk tonight by Undead. Undead, how you doing?
I'm doing great, Flump. How are you, man?
Man, I am fantastic. It's Saturday night. We got Rocket League. We're bringing you to the CL. We got the Foxes and the Hurricane tonight.
Should be a great matchup. I can't wait to get into the action. So, yeah.
Absolutely. So, looking back to last week, the Foxes beat the Puffins 3-1, and the Hurricanes beat the Hive 3-0. So, both these teams pretty dominant in their last match. The Foxes dropped a game, and they dropped that game 3-0, so they might have a little bit of a defensive breakdown somewhere compared to the Hurricanes. But, you know what I mean? It's a new week. It's a new match. So, Let's see where this takes us.
Yeah, that was just what I was about to say. At this point, every week is like a new season. It doesn't really matter how you played last week. It's how you play this week, because every week you stand to win or go home, obviously. But I'm looking for, a lot more of the same from these two teams. They played great last week, so, I mean, I certainly would expect they would continue, and I think we might see 5 here tonight.
Yeah, I sure hope 5. We always hope 5 from the desk and from the audience.
Yeah.
I mean, we want to see game 5. We want to see overtime. You know what I mean? So looking a little bit more into those match stats from last week, Caliber, the top performer for the Foxes, and only the top performer for the Hurricanes. And looking at their Sprocket rating, the new rating system that we have in MLE, Caliber dropped to 53.8, and Kai was the lowest on their team with a 47.8. So they're all kind of in the same area, while only dropped a 79.36, an absolutely dominant performance by him.
Ooh, man. Yeah, with this new Sprocket rating, you don't see those high numbers very often. I mean, I only have seen that like once or twice. So that's actually quite impressive. It's
absolutely, man. That is an unbelievable number. So, man, like I said, and then so we looked at the low end of the Foxes with Kai at that 47. The low end for the Hurricanes was PJG with a 58.06. So still high, even though they weren't. You know what I mean? They were the lowest on their team considerably. But man, oh man. We're getting ready to drop down to the field. We got Lack, we got Only, and we are off to the races. Kai stealing the face off there from Lack. PJG is going to clear it downfield. Caliber to the corner, and Jorge with a shot, and it's in the net. They're off to the races. Jorge just slinging one by the Foxes.
Yeah, this looks like a little bit of a breakdown, but it was a great passing play. I mean, this was fantastic. A back pass from the back wall pretty much, and just Jorge's right there to slot it home.
Absolutely. And back into the action. Another face-off. Caliber going to chip it high, and Only's up for it. Ball out to midfield. PJG gets the beat. Caliber's getting demoed on the back line here. Lack's alone in net. Jorge, Lack 1v1, and Lack's going to take the ball to the corner. It's Kai's going to start taking it down the field. PJG with a booming clear into the corner, and Caliber's going to gobble it up. So, man, oh man, we are off to the races early. Jorge taking it to the net, and Kai's going to stuff it here. Caliber taking it back to the corner. Lack opting to turn around in net, and Jorge's going to get a big touch up to the corner. PJG out in midfield, can't quite get it. Man, so far, what do you think, Undead? What do you think we got going on here?
Well, before I say anything, Kai's just going to put that one in, but I was about to say the Hurricanes have had a lot of offensive pressure, and the Foxes need to find a way to break through, but as you cut to me, it's like, hey, there you go, it happened. So
it looked like we had a big demo on the back line there by Caliber too, so maybe, as you say, they need something to break through, and the demo game might be it.
I was going to say, especially as you get higher up in the levels here of MLE, those rotations become all the more critical. So anything you can do to disrupt that, get the other team off balance, it's going to be to your benefit for sure. So Caliber's going to take the ball, control it in the midfield. PJG can't quite get it past him. But Jorge's going for another shot. It's blocked away by Kai. It's dropping into a dangerous spot, but Lack will clear it away, but is not out. PJG up over to Jorge. Intercepted by Kai. He's going to take it up this mid wall here. Caliber's there to defend against any sort of quick counterattack.
Go. Caliber's going to take it up the sidewall, and Only's there to stuff it. So far, what I've noticed on Dead is that the Hurricanes have a very offensive-minded rotation. You can see a lot of the time that they have 2 to 3 players on that offensive side. As Lack's going to take this towards the open net, and maybe it's going to be a problem.
Yeah, that's the one problem with your heavy offensive rotation is a lot of trust plays. It leaves nobody to fill that third man role, which is fine if you have great offense, like we saw in the first part of this game. But that all it takes is that one little mistake, and then maybe you can get bit from it for sure.
Absolutely, man. It's a high risk, high reward situation. Caliber off the ceiling here in front of the net, and Jorge with a great stop. This game to me so far, it's been a lot of Jorge for the Hurricanes here. As only clears the ball down the field. Gets a dribble. Caliber with the stuff towards the open net. Nobody home for the Foxes. Kai can't quite get around it to turn it. Only's up. Gets a chip. Not quite a far out. Caliber's going to gather this up for a dribble. A big demo on the back line, and PJG stuffs it. Lack's getting it back towards midfield. Kai and Caliber both turn. A little bit of a double commit for the Foxes. And a great squishy save by Jorge. Unbelievable. Man, Undead, the Foxes, every time the ball's in front of the net, it seems like they're getting a demo.
Oh, yeah, that's really key, and you love to see it from the offensive point of view. But here comes the Hurricane again, not to be outdone here with the offensive pressure. As you said, Jorge is really involving himself in the play, being a great second man, but that time it's PJG, Johnny on the spot, able to capitalize on Only's pass off the back wall, and he makes no mistake. It's just right over 2 defenders, right in the bottom corner. It's great placement.
Only's credited with the assist here, but as you were just talking about Jorge being the guy in the right position for the Hurricanes, he was the guy that got the 50 that started this play. As we get a ball in front of the net, a miss by Lack. Only chips it up. Can't quite get back underneath of it, and Kai with a great clear. Here comes Jorge off the back wall. Lack there to meet the offender. Only's up, cleared to the side, Caliber there to meet it. Jorge's just in a great spot again, just couldn't get his nose behind the ball. PJG with the great stuff, he's going to have a chance at an open net, and Lack's there to shut it down. Here comes Only. Big 50-50 in the corner for both players, but Caliber's there. Lack with another bump. Man, Undead, Lack is seeming to be the leader of the bumping here for the Foxes.
Yeah, he's definitely trying to be the disruptor, as it were. But it's to Only in open space off the back wall. There's Jorge once again off the post. Kai's going to try to take this out. PJG keeps it in temporarily, but it's going to come straight to Lack. But he gets demoed for his efforts by PJG, and it's sent right back in by Jorge. Only with the touch off the corner. Jorge's there in front of net. It's not going to touch down to him. Caliber says, I do not think so, sir. You're going to have to do better than that. Here comes shot coming in from Jorge. It's blocked away by Kai. Only is going to keep it on the back wall. Got a little bit of our signals crossed here. It's a little too much happening in the corner for my liking, but hey, I'm not playing, so.
Nobody in front of the net for the Foxes. Lack with a great clear out. 2 Foxes players in the corner. Caliber left alone on the line. Makes the save. Jorge's just, again, in great positioning. Ball off the ceiling in front of the net. No Hurricane player can get a hold of it. And here comes Kai. Lack with a great booming clear downfield. It's low and it's in the corner. It's up and out. Lack with a centering pass. Can Kai get to it? He cannot. Caliber's going to have to take this one to the air. Over 2. Can't get it past the third, and here comes Kai. Misses the ball high on the wall. It's going to cause some miscommunication for the Foxes. Ball's in front of the net, but Caliber is there to make the save.
It's a great save at this
absolutely
point in the game.
It is. We got 15 seconds left on the clock, and the Hurricanes are just making assault after assault. Here we go back the other way. Lack's going to clear it out, try to get some boost. He does. Ball in the corner. Jorge there. Kai up.
There's
Big
Lack
center,
in the goal.
Get demoed by Lack. Ball in front of the net. Nobody's home. Hurricanes opting to clear it out. They're throwing every man they can at the ball, and we got game 1 overtime. Only Lack. Ball up. Caliber there. Gets it around 1, but he gets demoed for his efforts. Only looking for the opportunity to get this ball back under control. Around 1, can't get it around 2. Lack there with a big 50-50. Man, oh man, I don't know if I can take much more of this, and this is game 1 Undead.
Yeah, I was just saying, it's like, man, I'm starting to get the competitive jitters, and I'm just watching, so I can't imagine trying to play in this game. But I mean, these 2 teams are playing absolutely fantastically, as you would expect when you go to overtime game 1. It's like usually you're just trying to feel each other out, but no, each team is just taking their play style directly to their opposition with Kai with an excellent shot.
This shot is just under control. He takes his time. He lines it up. He gets above the ball, hood down, nose on it, and buries it in the center of the net, right in between two players. Man, I had to check the schedule, Undead. This is a CL match. ML's next.
Right. Right. No, you're right. This is exactly what I was hoping for. Like, this is just great play from both sides, and the Foxes were able to take this one. So, I mean, you know, if you're the Hurricanes, it's just like, all right, GG. We played a great game, came up a little short. Let's just go next.
If I'm the Hurricanes right now, I'm looking at our shots and I'm looking at their saves. Kai, 4 saves. Caliber, 1 save. Lack, 2 saves, right? Foxes are making the saves, but they're getting pressured by the Hurricanes. Yep. Hurricanes are throwing, 8, 9 shots. Every shot that wasn't saved is in the net. So, like I said, if I'm the Hurricanes, I'm looking at it, I go, look at all these red tags we got. We're going back. We got experience. Like you said, GG, go next. We got these guys.
I was thinking it's like a psychological thing, like, hey, let's all just go in with red tags and just see if they can handle it. But, you know, these guys are like, okay, come on, we've seen a red tag or two by this point. So,
yeah, I mean, I tell you what, for me, if I go in, if I'm playing ranked by myself or whatever, and I see a red tag, I'm sweating, right?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Sweating because I'm nervous and sweating because I'm ready to go. Right. So, I mean, like I said, Hurricanes, we're going to Neo Tokyo. We just look at it, we go, let's go next. We can beat these guys. We got all the pressure. We got the moves. We're getting the offense. We're getting players in front of the net, and let's just dive back into this on Neo Tokyo.
Absolutely. Jorge's going to send this out mid. Caliber's going to intercept. Is there any? Okay, I was worried there was nobody home for a second, but come on, this is CL. That's not happening. Only trying to center it here. Kai's going to send it out mid, but Jorge's there to intercept. It's kind of awkward. And it's just going to get sent all the way back down for only to collect for the Hurricane.
Lack's going to be the last defender here. Lack with a little bit of a car change up here. Same decal, different car. So let's see how that plays for his mental caliber. Air dribbling this ball out. Gets it around 1. Can't get it around 2, but he says, you know what? I'll just take you off the field instead. Lack gathering the ball up. Can't get it around only. He's just all over the sidewall, blocking everything they got coming out of their zone. Jorge in great positioning again in front of the net. 2 Foxes go. Lack up, Kai up. Ball in the corner out to center. Caliber with another great save. They're just going side to side. They're not going up and down. But here we go the other way. Only making a great rotation back. Gets it around 1. Can't quite get it around 2, but 2 Foxes go. So we're going to have an open net here. Ball's a little bit too high. Jorge can't get the mustard he needs on it. And Lack with a great touch on the rotation back. Kai's going to get a dunk towards the net. PJG's there to gather it up. I mean, a minute 30 into this game, no goals on the board here. What do you think, Undead?
I mean, not for lack of trying, of course, but I mean, at this point, I don't know. It's quite evenly matched here. There's been some missteps here on both sides, but no, they're definitely working this out. As Lack's getting a touch here to mid, can't quite get the follow. Jorge's going to send it away. PJG and Jorge both there in the corner, only going to try and collect.
Calibers.
PJG and Caliber
just trying to figure out what's going on in the corner.
Yeah, same. We're trying to figure that out here as they
are. A lot
of
misdirection.
Yeah.
Caliber's going to dribble it out here. Gets it to the sidewall. Pretty fast ball across. Lack's up for a great challenge off the sidewall. Jorge a better clear. PJG reads his touch, gives him a little bit of help. Caliber with a great touch, but a demo on the back line, and oh no! Oh, Jorge's there to bail out only. I mean, I say it every week. Was it a pass? Was it a shot? We don't know. But
I mean, the beauty of it is it doesn't matter. It's like you say in your matches. It's just like it doesn't matter. Just score. It's like, oh, sorry, I messed that shot up. It's like, what are you apologizing for? We scored. You know, it works. Whatever works.
One of the most famous saying in sports is, "Oh my goodness, Lack with an unbelievable read." A big dunk here. Kai with a great face-off. Lack with a good boost gathering. A miscue by Jorge on the sidewall, and Lack buries it in the bottom corner. As I was saying, Undead, one of the most famous sports sayings is the scorecard or the scoreboard doesn't care how the number got there. Yeah. It does not. All that matters is that number is there. It can be pretty. It can be ugly. It can be a demo.
They
it
all
does
count
not
the same.
matter.
Absolutely,
Exactly.
yes.
As long as your number is bigger than theirs, that's what counts. Caliber's here, going to clear it out. Gets the good touch off the corner, but PJG reads him. Lacks up, only beats him. Kai's going to have to make a great read here, and Jorge with a close shot, and Caliber with a little bit of a miscue. Kai is flying around this game, Undead. Only gets it by one. Can Caliber get the read off the sidewall? Feels backflip, man. Jorge with a great fake. Holy smokes.
Oh, moment of silence, man. Holy crap.
Feels backflip, man, is right. A great touch by Jorge here. Let's talk about that a little bit. He's coming in full speed, supersonic, boost held down, man is zooming. Does a little bit of a backflip touch himself, which is just enough to fake out the Fox's defense and puts it in the net and gets the Hurricane up 2-1.
Yeah, he slowed it down perfectly. Realized that both defenders were in a position where they could have challenged. He ends up getting, fortunate that they both do challenge, and the fake is just perfection. It's just beautiful.
A little bit of a miscue here from the Foxes. Jorge at the net again, but Lack's there to save it. PJG, we got a good opportunity here. 2 Hurricanes in the Foxes net. It's a 3v1 going the other way. A demo on the back line, and Jorge's already back to make the save. Caliber with 1 touch, Kai with 0 on the back line. He's going to go down straight for the net. Jorge with a great save. I got lost there for a second. Lack another great stuff. Only with great backboard defense here. Jorge can't quite get the ball. Kai's going to get into the corner. The net's open, and Kai's just going to drive it in.
Yeah,
good read and good finish by Kai.
Yeah, I didn't realize the net was open here either until it's like right about here, and it's like, oh wait, that's just
I was
completely.
Waiting to call who.
I was
waiting to give the call on who's driving
exactly.
back.
Wait. I was like, waiting for the call on who's gonna save the ball, because it's just like there's always been somebody. But I mean, great heads up play. Just realize you don't have to do anything fancy. No one's in net. Just drive it home.
Yeah, I mean, it's the hardest goal in Rocket League, as they say. The net's open.
That's a great demo on the
and
third
here we
man.
go again. Jorge securing his own. He says, you can do it, I can do it too. Anything you can do, I can do better, I believe is the old commercial.
Yes. But this was a fantastic demo on the third man that completely broke open this play. That's the only reason that this goal got scored, because no one was able to get back in time. So it's a great heads-up play from the Hurricanes.
Yeah, and I mean, like we were talking about in Game 1, man, we're in playoff situations. You got to have nerves in that situation to be able to calm down, get your car in the right position, and make sure you put that ball on net. There's nothing more unsettling in a playoff game than to miss an open net. Here we go. Hurricanes back at the net. Caliber with a great save on the corner shot. PJG's up. Hits it out the center. Foxes waiting. Lack can't quite get the touch out. Jorge sends it to the sidewall. Only's there, but he doesn't jump. He's going to retreat with a half tank of boost. Good chip. Jorge clears. 10 seconds on the clock. Lack gets it up. PJG touches it back. They're just trying to kill time. Caliber gets the ball high and into the corner, which is exactly what they need to do. But who's there? None other than Jorge. This series is tied 1-1.
Yeah, no, this is a great effort again from the Hurricanes. And Jorge, again, is really stepping up to the plate. He has all 3 of their goals this match. But, I mean, what else can he say? It's he's scoring all of the goals, but it comes down to the Hurricanes have had great team play, especially that game, obviously because they won. But, I mean, they're playing great as a team, so you definitely love to see that. Love to see the fight back here, as this series looks to be it's far from over.
Absolutely. I mean, you're looking at 3 goals, like you said, for Jorge. 2 assists again for Only, so I believe he's up to 4 this series. You know what I mean? And they put another 11 shots up. Another 11 shots. That beats their total from last game.
Yeah.
Same amount of goals, I believe. I wish I remembered the score.
No, they had 2 last game because it was the same score line, just different. It was Foxes won the first game.
Good to know.
But yeah, but the Hurricanes absolutely insane on offense right now. It's like somehow you stepped up from last game where it's like you put a lot of shots on that, and this time you just put even more up. So it's like,
yeah,
where does it end? Do we keep going? The limit does not exist. Yeah,
maybe they said, you know what? We put up a lot of shots last game. Let's put more shots up this game.
Balls in deep, balls on net. Let's go.
That's
Let's
right.
get it.
As we move on to Sovereign Heights, the new map, it's Kai, it's PJG with a delayed face-off. Lack going back to the Octane here. Caliber in midfield. Lack takes it from him. A little bit of a fake for the Foxes here. Only's up on the sidewall, probably looking to get another assist here, but Kai reads him perfectly, calls him on his fake, and gets the ball to center. Double commit by the Hurricanes. And Caliber's up. Ball on net and ball in net. What a high-flying shot from our guy, Caliber.
Yeah, this is, excuse the pun, this is a high-caliber shot here.
Absolutely. And PJG, I want to recognize that close save by PJG here off the sidewall, trying to get that close, tight backflip. He realizes it's going bar down,
Very close.
That was unbelievably close.
Oh, like, we're talking pixels there. Like, anything even slightly different on that play, and we're talking about a great save instead of a fantastic goal. But Caliber's going to try to collect it, but it's going to go all the way to the Foxes' end here. Luckily for them, no Hurricane there to deposit it into the open net. But it is not out of danger yet. It is still in the Foxes' zone. But now they send it out to the offensive.
Foxes really need
getting their signals crossed here.
Yeah.
Looks like
the Foxes really need to figure out this clear out game here. They're getting the first touch, but they're not quite. Oh, and an unfortunate own goal by Kai. Almost gets his nose behind it. The first touch doesn't get the pressure off the wall he needs. Only's up extremely fast, and he was, again, we talked about pixels on PJG's save. Kai was, again, pixels away, but do not diminish, again, Only matching Caliber's first goal. And he says, you can high fly, I can high fly.
Yeah, it's like it's skill goal for skill goal. It's like, all right, you guys did that, we can do that too. That's fine, we can play that game.
To me, we're looking at a mirror match here.
Oh, definitely. Both teams
great block by Kai.
Oh, but a great follow-up by PJG. Caliber not quite able to react in time there.
And again, who else to start this play off but Jorge? PJG, a great positionally follow-up. We talked about it in Game 1. The Hurricanes' offense loves to have three men in the zone, get a tight rotation, and it pays off there. Jorge's on their side from the sidewall. Only gets a great 50 midfield, and PJG just dives his third man to follow it up. Yeah,
that's kind of what I was trying to get at. It's like Jorge might not have got credited with a goal or assist, but he was absolutely integral in that play. So, hats off.
Absolutely.
PJG with the 50 in the corner.
Good demo by Kai.
Yeah, great demo. Jorge's able to keep control in the offensive end, but it is temporary 3-on-1 there for the Hurricanes.
Big boot steal by Jorge, too. Kai and Caliber, a little bit of miscommunication on the defense. PJG with a great backflip to get it back to midfield. A fake by Only, and a great save by Caliber to read the play. Only's up again. He's got boost to get the double tap, and he almost gets a dunk off of it. Ball's going to roll up the wall here. Lack's going to meet Jorge in the corner. Man, oh man, these Foxes need to find out how to get this ball out of their side. I said it earlier, they're getting the first touch, but they need to find a second man to follow up the touch.
Yeah, honestly, I think that's going to be the difference maker in this series if they can't figure out how to, like you said, how to do that. Because it's like you're saying they're trying to play mirror games of each other, but that's the only difference sticking out to me right now is the Foxes go through spurts of play where it's like they cannot clear it out of their own end, but they do have it in the offensive end right now. So. Caliber's going to take it up the wall here. Possible ceiling shot coming.
No boost. He's going to fake him out here. PJG with a great clear downfield. Kai's going to have to get underneath of it. He stops the play just enough for Lack to be able to get back. So good heads-up play by him. A good dunk by Lack. And again, we're not getting that second follow-up touch by the Foxes. The Hurricanes just kind of have free reign as Lack makes an unbelievable save. Can he get behind the ball? He does! PJG is going to retreat. Only a great dunk. Can he get back to it? He does, but Caliber with another great save. This Fox's defense is unbelievable right now, but it's just not enough. PJG up off the corner. No one home to Kai. Gets a dribble, gets a flick. Can't quite get it out, and Lack's going to boom it. Jorge diving from second man to turn around and get that quick. Caliber low boost. Gets it around one. He's got enough to make a play here. Gets it in front of the net, but Only shuts it down. Kai gets a small touch. Lack reads. Only's going to have some room to work. Caliber dives to make him force the play.
Well, it's awkward.
Jorge with a great back pass. Off the sidewall, gets it to the corner, doesn't quite get it on net. Foxes are low on boost here. Lack with a good bump. The best flow boost play you can make. Hurricanes retreating. 150. Kai up. Gets it to midfield. Only with the stuff. Kai still on. Corner in. A bump from backfield. And here we go the other way. Man, the Foxes, a good offensive spurt there, but they can't quite get it done.
Yeah, I think what they're lacking right now is I've been noticing the last couple of pushes they've had. They'll have a guy in the corner and someone else on the same side, but nobody in the middle waiting for a pass. And it's kind of hard to score when you don't have a guy in the middle waiting for a pass. It makes it much more difficult, but...
Big 50 there in midfield.
Yeah,
Caliber there with the follow-up. The follow-ups they need. He gets it by one, but Jorge there to meet him on the goal line. An attempt off the ceiling. Lack with the stuff. Fox player out of net. Downfield. 10 seconds on the clock.
Need it now.
Need it now more than ever. Lack towards midfield. PJG there to meet him. A big 50 out to midfield. Ball is still in the air. Caliber tries to keep it up, and the Hurricanes fake him out and let the ball drop to the ground. Hurricanes take game 3. Series is the Hurricanes 2, Foxes 1.
Yeah, and honestly, this is where the Foxes really have to, we've mentioned it a couple times before, where they are on the defense. It's trying to get the ball clear, trying to get some consistent pressure on the offensive end. But for my money, the Hurricanes might very well take this in the next game, but we don't know what's going to happen until they start playing. But from what I've seen, the only major difference is that I touched on last game, I'd have to lean towards the Hurricanes here to close this one out.
Yeah, another big shooting game from the Hurricanes. Another 8 shots out of the Hurricanes. The Foxes with 5 saves. So only one ball went missing there, and I think that like we're talking about, the big thing for the Foxes here is to make sure they get a second man on their clear attempts. They're just not quite able to get the ball out of their half. They're getting the first touch. If they get a big booming clear downfield, there's no one there to really follow it up. If they get a soft touch in their corner, it seems like they're a little bit timid to try and dive at it. So I think they just need to start trying to send every ball down the field, because when they get the ball into the Hurricanes' half, they get a good 30 seconds of pressure. They get a good 45 seconds of pressure. But what they're not doing is they're not getting it there enough.
Yeah, no, I completely would agree with that. It's all just going to come down to how much of that they can identify themselves in between games and just try to see what they can do to adapt and overcome what the Hurricanes are trying to pressure them into. But
absolutely.
Well,
Kai just misses the corner here.
Oh, man.
Oh, another one post and out, and the Hurricanes, the 4th defender coming in big. Kai with a shot. Jorge gets beat on the backside. Foxes come out swinging.
And Kai says, 4th defender, not this time. Not even close, just dead center. Just, no, don't even worry about it. Because, to be fair, they have been getting a little snake bitten this series with hitting post or crossbar, back wall, what have you. But
here come the Hurricanes the other way. A good pass out to midfield. Black with the great stuff. So I think it's a little bit cliche to say, but the Foxes absolutely needed to come out in this game 4 and like that, come out swinging, get the goal, and get it early. It's not just get the first goal, it's to set the tempo of this game. Right,
especially when you're on elimination point. I mean, playoffs are huge for momentum swing games, and this is, it's no different. Especially, the stakes get ratcheted up when, like I said, you're on elimination point here. So that's huge for the mental, and also to see the offensive pressure coming out. They're not on their back foot. They're not playing not to lose, which is what you love to see. Because as soon as you are playing not to lose, that's exactly what's going to happen. But they got the memo. They're out here. They're putting the pressure on the Hurricanes, which is exactly what they need to do to get back into this series.
I think you said it best, that you need to play not to lose. So what I'm looking at or looking for this game is for the Hurricanes to say, okay, we're up in the series, and the Hurricanes might dial it back this game. You know what I mean? They might look at it and go, okay, we're on match point. We're getting the shots. We're getting the ball into their zone. and they might kind of get too comfortable in what they're doing. As I say that, they're getting a great offensive pressure here, causing all three Foxes players to jump. Jorge.
I was to say, as soon as you do that, though, that's when you find yourself on the wrong end of the scoreboard.
Absolutely. Caliber with a big demo off of his challenge there. Lack's there to gather up and slow it down. Maybe that's the key. Slow the ball down. Kai diving from midfield to buy some time for Caliber to get some boost, only with a great 50. Lack again slowing it down. PJG with a great read. Big demo in the back line, but Caliber's there to help his teammate out. Helps him out again and keeps it in this corner. Again, we need to see this Foxes team get the second touch. And there's a great touch by Kai.
Yeah, looking to see a little bit more controlling touches from the defensive end, just to keep the Hurricanes on their heels a little bit. As you know, if they're just going to boom it away to them, they can just sit back and reset the offensive pressure, which allows the Foxes to get hammed into their own end. But to their credit, they seem to be doing a little bit better of a job of that this game. As there's another second touch from Lack, so that'll just completely relieve the pressure. It stays in the Hurricanes' defensive end, excuse me, just so used to them shooting so much.
The Hurricanes, from what I've noticed this whole series too, is they are very, very, very disciplined about making the back post rotation and covering the net side to side. It's a very fundamental thing in Rocket League, but it's very difficult to master. To be able to park yourself back post or make yourself have momentum coming from the back post, be able to cover the net. You're never going to be able to jump backwards and cover back half of the net. So if you watch the Hurricanes on defense, they're doing a very, very, very good job of not double committing and having that back post guy with momentum get the clear out, and as Caliber throws it off the back wall and says, I don't care about your back post defense. I'm doing it myself. Look at him go. Backboard, down, in, nobody home.
Yeah, I mean, that's the unfortunate thing is you can have all the best rotations in the world, but if, you have a mechanical outplay come into effect that just kind of throws a wrench into everything because no one's expecting it, it can really kind of poke holes in the defense.
Absolutely. Hurricanes down 2 now with a minute left on the clock. Fox's good communication here, slowing the play down. High to the ceiling.
That's a good ball.
That is Caliber. Great back post rotation from the Foxes too. Kai up. Ball's up in front of the net still, a little bit dangerous. Foxes a little bit tied up, but they get the ball downfield. Jorge across, PJG there, nobody home. Caliber gets the ball to the corner. The little touch here, but only reads it, and PJG gets the second touch to clear it out. Lack meets him on the high wall. Can he get a bump? He cannot. Kai up. Gets demoed for his efforts, but the Foxes are safe here for a second. Ball in front of the net, 30 seconds left. Black with a great goal line save, and Kai clears it out. There's the second touch they need, and the Fox is going to take this downfield with 20 on the clock.
Oh, yeah.
Jorge doing what he can.
With this
Caliber
stage in the
corner.
game, it's huge.
Absolutely. A big booming clear downfield, trying to do anything they can to get one on the clock before the last faceoff. Ball's in front of the net. Kai with a great clear to the corner. 6 seconds left on the clock. I think the efforts are for none. Lack gonna stuff another one and take it to the corner. We're going to game 5 in this CL playoff match.
Oh man, I mean, what a game! I mean, you touched on it early in the game with the defensive rotations, but I'm looking at this going, well, it's CL. This is what I expect from these players. It's like it's a fundamental of the game. Yes, it's hard to master, but it is as hard as it is absolutely crucial to climbing the ranked ladder, and as such, the ladder in the MLE. It's like if you're going to become a team that's going to make playoffs and going to win a championship, you have to be able to do these fundamental things very well, because the other teams that are going to be challenging you for that championship, they're going to do these things well too. So you have to elevate every part of your game, and that's, I mean, backs against the wall. It's exactly what the Foxes did.
And man, if it wasn't enough going into this game 5, we're looking at a lobby reset. Both these teams asking for the lobby reset. So not only are all of us anxious to go into this game 5, first match of the night, already coming out with the barn burner, already high flying, exciting shots left, right, defense, great saves on the goal line. Now we got to step back for a minute,
right?
And we got to take that all in and go, we still got one more game to play.
Oh, yeah, and by the way, not to take away anything for what the Hurricanes have been doing this series, but the Foxes, backs against the wall, the Hurricanes, we talk about how much they're shooting the ball. They had 3 shots that game. I mean, that's the easiest way to keep the Hurricanes off the scoreboard. It's cliche as all get out, but they literally cannot score if they're not shooting as much. They lowered the volume of the shots, and that led to great success for them. And I'm looking to see if they can replicate that here in Game 5. Everything on the line. This is where these are the moments, these are the moments, heroes are made. You're still far from a championship at this stage, but I mean, for one of these teams, 5 minutes, that's your season. This is it.
Yeah. As a viewer, again, we said it in the beginning of the match. I hope it's more than 5 minutes. I want high flying. I want to be jumping out of my seat. Everybody in chat wants to be jumping out of their seats. I mean, as we're waiting for players to get out of this lobby and rejoin, man, I am whoo-wee. But again, you said it best. It's time for somebody to be a hero. It's time for somebody to be a hero. Who's it going to be? Everybody went through this in their head as a kid. You're sitting in your backyard playing whatever your sport of choice was, basketball, soccer,
I was about to say,
lacrosse.
we're sitting in our backyard playing Rocket League. I was like, bro.
But you always go through that scenario.
Right.
You count it down in your head. 10, 9. He passes the ball. He's got it. 1 shot left. Who's it gonna be? It's up. It's going. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just. This is the moment that you've been playing for. And like you said, we still got a series for these teams before we're in the championship.
Yeah. Game 7, World Series, 2 outs, full count, bottom of the 9th, bases are loaded. All the cliches, of we're just seeing, oh, I just gotta, these players are just probably taking this extra moment while we're testing this lobby here. It's like just gassing ourselves up. Like, come on, guys, we got this. This is ours. Let's go take it. And it's like you have all 6 players probably saying that right now because it's like you said. It's like, you have to. Yeah, I mean, that's the mind. I mean, especially the highest level is like that's the mindset you have to have. You are the best player. Even if you know it to yourself, you have to convince yourself you are the best player in order to play at your best, which is what's 100% going to be required of all 6 players if they want to move forward. But only one team is going to be able to. And it's just I can barely contain my excitement.
One of my favorite things to do in Rocket League is we talked about mental a lot in this little bit of a timeout we had. But I was talking about it earlier in the series with Lack changing cars. Every match so far, he's changed from Octane to Fennec with that Furia decal. So we're going into Game 5. We're going into somebody's season ender. So my favorite thing to think about is who's changing cars, who's got to get a mental reset with that, who's staying with what they think is working. So like right now, one I can tell you from the warm-up lobby, Only is still in that Civic. He's still got the cobblestone mossy decal on, so he's staying the same. I think Kai's in a different car. I think Lack might be back to the Octane for Game 5. So
yeah, I think Lack has literally switched from one car to another every game. We might have seen this particular car, but he has not gone with the same preset 2 matches in a row, I don't think.
No, he has not. And again, I talk about that being a huge mental thing for players. Oh yeah. A lot of people think heavy bug. This car's faster than another car. Sometimes I need a car that I get better 50s in, and it's all mental, and that is what a Game 5 is all about. Mental. Who is going to stand strong as we load into Manfield Night? We're going to start getting these players. What's up?
I was going to say, just real quick, it's like, yeah, you have those superstitions, and I'm not superstitious, but as I tell a lot of people, I am a little stitious, so, whatever works.
Absolutely. We're getting the players loaded into the field. We got Foxes, we got Hurricanes, and more importantly, we got a playoff Game 5. Here we go.
Absolutely. Cannot wait to see how this goes.
Go. Jorge, Lack, ball to the sidewall, and Kai's going to get up. Only with a great 50. Caliber taking his time to come out of net here. Gets a good touch to midfield. We need some help from the Foxes, and we get Lack up for a big booming clear. Foxes charging down the field. PJG taking it to the sidewall in midfield. Kai with a great touch on the back pass. A little bit of a misplay in front of the net, but Kai can gobble this one back up and get it to the corner. Who else but Jorge to gobble it up? A good pass to midfield, but it's just wide. PJG, another shot. The Hurricanes coming out early, and they're going to get the first strike only off the side post and in.
Yeah, this is great team play here. You saw multiple pass backs. Excuse me, goodness, so excited I could barely speak. Anyway, but yeah, no, just looking for your teammates at all times, at all places of the field, even when you're directly in front of the net. It's like, hey, maybe my teammate's got a better shot here. Let's see what he can do. That's the type of Rocket League you need to be playing.
Holy smokes, a boom shot at Lack in the
absolutely. Catches the Hurricanes a little flat-footed right here. It's just
absolutely, Kai just absolutely getting a massive 50 on two of the Hurricane players. We're getting players stuck in net here a little bit early on. I don't know if that's scared from the third man. I don't know if it's in their game plan. PJG is going to get a flick. It's going to go side. Lack with a good touch out of the corner. It's high and it's out. Only with a great read. He's going to have enough boost for a double. With a great read by Kai, and Lack with another big 50. Fox is trapped in their corner. Caliber a little bit slow to get out of net. A little bit timid. Only on his back foot, but he gets the touch. Kai there. Jorge with the beat. Lack's going to have to make a great touch. Gets beaten. Only's going to bury it with great positioning in midfield. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, oh, my goodness is right. It's just like back and forth. Just, I can't. What is even happening right now?
a lot of nerves, man. A lot of nerves. Kai's going to win the faceoff. It's going to be a miss, but it might have been the play they called for. Good touch out to midfield. Jorge's going to get the boost and leave the ball. Lack with a great touch off the back wall. PJG with a better read. And Jorge's going to get that follow-up touch we've been talking about so much. Ball off the sidewall and in. Only on his back foot. He's going to have to retreat. Gets the boost. Up and around. It's going to be an awkward touch off the ceiling. Kai can't get the read. And here we go back the other way. Hurricanes with a great possession play here, but Caliber's there to shut it down. Back towards the net. Two Foxes players go. Lack with a great touch. A little bit of a miscue here for the Foxes. And the Hurricanes can't quite get control of the ball here. Only's up. Off the back wall. Jorge with a misread. But nobody there for the Foxes, and now we got two players. Lack up. Tons of boost to work with. Can't quite get the ball in net.
Yeah, you talk about miscue for the Foxes there. That was a huge gap for the Hurricanes. I feel like they're very lucky to have gotten away with that right there. You're just counting your lucky stars after that one.
Absolutely. PJG's up in the air. Gonna get a challenge. He gets the dunk back into the Foxes' corner. Only's up. Gets it out to midfield. Two Foxes home. Kai's gonna be able to take this ball and control it. Hops to go wall. Gets a midfield boost. Nobody home to pass to because he got demoed. Lack's there. That 50 is not going to be too bad for the Foxes, but here we go. Lack turning around. Nobody for the Hurricanes there. Only on the back wall. Good touch up and around. PJG gets it up. Fox is going back the other way. And man, oh man, it's PJG on the back line again, Undead.
He's just, I mean, each one of these Hurricane players has had their time in the spotlight, and it's what you truly love to see. There's not coming, but PJG is stealing the show here in Game 5, at least on the defensive end. But, I mean, come on. I mean, you love to see all three players being integrated into, like, the team plays and all of that. It's not coming from one player. It's great Rocket League they're playing right now.
Absolutely. Caliber alone in net. Can't get the clear. Kai's not going to be able to get it off the sidewall. An unfortunate miscue by the Foxes. Jorge with a great clear off the back wall. And PJG with a great read to be there. Opting for the 50, but he just gets lucky. And, well, I don't want to say lucky, but he makes a great read on the play.
Hey,
he gets
I'd rather
behind
be
the
lucky
ball,
than good.
and he puts himself in a great position to win that 50 on a miss.
Yeah, I mean, you can call it luck, you can call it a bad bounce, you can call it either way. It's like you have to be there to be able to make the play. So,
a minute 30 on the clock. The Foxes are going to have to start sending the house here, and as they do, ball in front of the net. Caliber scores! Kai with a great pass, and this is a three-man play by the Foxes. Lack 1, Kai 2, crossbar 3, and Caliber 4 for the score!
This is a fantastic play all around. It's just, you said it. They needed something immediately, and then they got it. So it's like we're only down one here for the Foxes. Minute and a half. It's a brand new ball game.
Absolutely. Kai's going to make the challenge here in the corner. Can't quite get a hold of it. A little nosedive into the corner here. Only with a great read out of the corner, but 2 Hurricanes dive. The Foxes are going to have a chance here. Kai with the mustard. 2 go for the save. A good bump. Lack up. Corner and in. Lack ties the game with 1:05. 2 goals. 30 seconds. Game 3-3.
Oh yeah, no, this is fantastic from the Foxes. You're down 2 in it's pretty important. Game 5, whatever, no big deal. But no, you have. How do you get back in the game? Oh, just real easy. A 3-man passing play, and then just like the team bump play. Just your average normal things. You just pull them out because it's like, oh hey, I forgot I can do this. This is allowed. No,
ball towards the Foxes' net, but nobody home. Can't get the ball quite. Caliber, no boost. Lack's there in the corner. Kai takes a corner out. Couple of Foxes go. Jorge up, back wall, 60 boost in the tank. Nobody home.
Oh.
Only with a great read. 30 seconds on the clock, and the Hurricanes go up 1.
Down but not out now are the Foxes. This is a great response after giving up 2 goals in 30 seconds. You just reset and are like, you know what? Now we're back up by 1. But, I mean, here we go. It's 30 seconds left. It's all going to come down to this.
The
Do the Foxes have it?
They're going to need to send the whole house at them, not just the kitchen sink. Jorge's up. Caliber there to meet him. Kai gets the chip. He's got boost to work. 1 touch. Lack with a ball into the corner. Kai's there. He beats 1. Can he get it by? He can't.
Oh, no.
Where's the Foxes? Lack gets demoed on his efforts by. Can PJG bury it? He takes it to the sidewall, gives the Foxes a chance. Ball down.
Quick
Only buries it.
0
seconds. Hurricanes 5, Foxes 3. Hurricanes advance. Man, oh man, a 30 seconds to die for.
Oh yeah. All that was missing is I was yelling for them to throw Flump's ladder at them. You said the whole house and just throw Flump's ladder in there with it.
I got plenty of construction materials down here, man.
Let's go.
Oh, an unfortunate end for the Foxes season, but only with a 4-goal performance in Game 5 of this playoff series. We were talking about a team needs a hero. Only was that hero 4 goals, 1 save, and boy, oh boy, that man shot good 4 for 5.
Yeah, they had 12 shots that game, which was to their best of the series so far. After being really limited in Game 4 with only 3 shots, it's like, I mean, the Foxes played their tails off. I mean, I guess, okay, pun intended, I guess. They played very well. Okay, so I mean, but the Hurricanes, they just proved to be too much.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, let's give the Foxes their credit because their season's over. Let's talk about them for a second. I mean, they went down 2 goals in this game with 1:30 on the clock, and they tied it up before that clock touched a minute. So, I mean, they absolutely went for it. They sent it. They did what they needed to do. And the Hurricanes answered with their own 2 goals in under a minute. And props to them, man. We talked about it. You need a hero. Only was that hero. Jorge, we didn't talk about him, but 4 assists. That's not easy to do. To get 4 assists in a Game 5, being the playmaker. Mm-hmm. I mean, good on him. And PJG, we were always talking about he's there. He's where he needs to be, making great defensive showings. He was doing the dirty work in the corners. He was getting the ball out. His stuff wasn't counting towards stats on the board, and it doesn't always have to.
Oh, I mean, what more can you say? It's like we were talking about Jorge towards the beginning of the series and then there at the end. And you just have, like I was saying during Game 5, you had a point in the series where every single player on the Hurricanes team was just showing up, showing out, stepping up to the plate, and just, putting the team on their back for a couple minutes, It's just like, and then they just pass it off. It's like, all right, now it's your turn. It's like, all right, I got you. Let's go. Let's keep it going.
Absolutely. So that's going to do it for our first series of the night. What a way to start. We're heading up a league. We're going to Master League next. So man, oh man, I'll be back for that one. And we'll see you then. I need a break.
Well,